Welcome back to the Outer Worlds. Apologies for the long break. I accidentally got really sick for about a week with some GI issues. So we are back with Parvati, and I spent about 3 hours grinding and looking for some story stuff that I was missing. Oh god. Okay, I thought my game crashed. We're okay, I think. Yes, we are fine, Parvati. You don't have to move. You don't have to go there. Well, we got some lore. I found this in the Botanical Lab. Personal files. This is password required, which means we have to hack. That's what I found. It says, Welcome A. McDevitt, which I believe is Adelaide's name. Open first entry, it says, May the Eternal bless my first endeavor. It's been 2 days since I walked away from life at the Edgewater Cannery. Fortuitously, the old botanical labs are still operational. Mostly. The soil's sour. I'll do what I can, but I'm gonna need some powerful fertilizer. Tired of having the taste of salt tuna lingering on my tongue day in, day out. I want something fresh. Something that grows out the earth. And then I think the last entry is the only other thing we have. Says, we found another worker from Edgewater. Ex-worker now. Desertion rates must be climbing. I'm not terribly surprised. Reed's style of management has always been tyrannical. I imagine an exodus is brewing. At any rate, the worker was in a sorry state. Fever, shallow breathing, delirious, must have been plagued. I set him right with a diet of greens. He was all better in a couple of weeks. Physically, spiritually, he's one of our flock now. And then there are experimental notes. So this says, from the first entry, I am hereby repurposing this botanical lab from its original conception as a gear in the soulless automaton of the corporate machine. This green is impressive, but like all Spacer's Choice products, it is cheap and unreliable. I shall have to make some repairs with my own two hands. This place shall become a nursery. Before it was abandoned, I understand the horticulturalists failed to produce a single viable crop. Something about the soil being too poor. I am determined to find a way. May the Eternal smile upon my endeavors. And the last entry says, Flora are living things, as sensitive to their environment as any breathing, thinking body. I contend that the crops in this region failed because the corporate scientists tending to them are cold, heartless, inhumane people acting on behalf of a sterile and inhumane power. How dare you insult my Phineas Vernon Wells? Going on, it says, one cannot expect your crops to flush with green and reach for the sky under these conditions. The soil is sour, it's true. I don't even know what that means, acidic. I don't know quite how to explain that. I am sure the scienticians will say something about biology or the carbon cycle, but I can conclude after months of my own experimentation that the secret to a rich and wholesome garden is love, attention, compassion, and a natural fertilizer bursting with organic materials just as nature intended. So, when we read all of this information here, with the greenhouse, yeah, Parvati, you can come back if you'd like. So, I did some exploring. 3 hours of grinding, 3 hours of exploring, poring over the notes, trying to make sense of these charts and graphs as a STEM major, absolutely not understanding a thing, until suddenly I understood one thing. The art of dentistry, Parvati. Because when I went over here, I found something very, 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 very particular. Gold teeth, as in, specifically, Eugene's gold teeth. So I just pick them up like this, look at the torture devices and say, hey, Eugene was very dead. Does that mean they've been using the bodies as fertilizer, Parvati? Do they do that when... Well, we know he died from suicide, so we know that they didn't kill him. We know that they are using human bodies as fertilizer most likely, right, Parvati? So, we sneakily don't tell anybody what we did. We walk over here, go, ooh, ah, Spacer's Choice greenhouse. We question Adelaide, see if she says anything new with her dialogue.
Anything else I can do for you?
This might sound strange, but I don't know where I am.
That's not strange at all, dear. Few of us truly know where we are. The world can seem like a forest without end, and it is all too easy to lose one's way. But we must remember that being lost is the first step in discovering yourself.
No, I mean, I was grinding for 3 hours across this map and I kept getting lost. So no, I mean, I actually don't know where I am.
This is the old Botanical Lab in Emerald Vale, on Terra II. By the look on your face, I'm guessing you're not quite following me. Are you not feeling well? Ought to lay your head down if you're running fever.
I was kidnapped by a crazy scientist and shot into space, but thanks for asking.
That sounds like fever talk, all right. So why am I tempted to believe you?
'Cause it's
Where
true.
did you say you were from?
Aha! I did find evidence that Earth is in this game, so I'm gonna say this. I didn't say. I arrived here from Earth.
I could do without the mockery. If you don't want to tell me where you're from, that's fine by me.
You don't understand. I'm gonna trigger her too. You're gonna see she's still a corporate hack. You don't understand. I'm from the Hope.
Is that a new settlement of some kind? I haven't kept news from outside the Veil.
Not exactly. It's a colony ship.
Oh, you're talking about that old piece of folklore. Now I'm convinced you're delirious. You really ought to lay your head down, dear. Babbling only agitates the humors. You ought to try some of my purgative tea. Won't cure what ails you, but it will distract you for a spell.
You don't believe me after everything we've been through, which is nothing at all.
Maybe I do. I don't know yet. Growing up, I heard my folks talking about the Hope. Always believed it was just a story we told ourselves to keep our spirits up. Listen, don't you worry about what I think. That's not important. Worry about what the board thinks of you going around talking about lost ships from decades past.
The board is our big enemy. But let's say why? I haven't done anything wrong.
You carry on about coming here from another world, and people will talk. Talk leads to questions. Ask enough questions, and the board comes answering.
So they come meddling in our little community, the Emerald Vale. That seems very, very negative. I'm not afraid of the board.
No, but the board may have reason to fear you.
She doesn't want the board to go away. Interesting. Let's talk about something else.
I'm listening.
When we first talked, you assumed I'd come to live here.
I am getting old, you know. These two lamps of mine are not as bright as they once were. Or I might have seen you for what you are.
What? And what's that?
Remains to be seen. Might be the man that saves the Veil. Might be Reed's personal gun hand.
Save the veil?
People around here lack the strength to effect change. Or they have the strength, but not the will. You seem to have both.
Why are you telling me all this?
A little prattling never hurt anyone, dear. You might even catch a little sense, if you listen close enough. I can't stop you from conducting your business down at the plant. I just want you to know that if you take our power away, you will have brought an end to our way of life.
Oof. Let's see. Because we know a lot more people are stuck in the town than those who have deserted or become marauders. So we're talking about like 70% of people in this colony work in the cannery and keep this place running and keep the economy alive, while only a minority are able to actually split apart like this. So that means that it's kind of a privileged thing that they're able to do this. And so many people could die if we take it away from the cannery. Let's see. I'm gonna say you could always continue your way of life back in town. I know the plague's there though, so that's not realistic. But let's just do that.
Not under Reed's watch. He and I would come to blows within a day, and he would never tolerate my tending to a garden. This is my home. It will be my home even if Reed cuts our power. Simple as that.
You and Reed obviously have some sort of history.
That's because Reed was my boss. I was the cannery's one and only flavor specialist, you see. Remember that limited run of white chocolate saltuna? That was all me.
I've watched a Gordon Ramsay episode where he tried white chocolate squid and he actually threw up. So, oof, getting on the bad side of flavorous on Earth. Let's see, perception. There's obviously more to it than that.
My son worked in that cannery. When the plague started coming, he was one of the first to fall sick. We had a store of medicine locked away, but Reed refused to treat him. Said my boy didn't deserve treatment. Said the medicine would have been wasted on him. So I buried my boy in the cemetery, gathered my belongings, and left. That's as much of the story as you need to hear.
Sounds like the town turned its back on you.
A fish rots from the head down. I do not blame the town. I blame the leader.
I'm gonna say we've talked enough, even though I'm not even angry at her. So, we know Reed is a piece of garbage, Parvati. We know this. And we also know that, okay, I was going to jump to us figuring out what to do at the geothermal plant, but then I realized, after talking to my friend who wanted me to stream this game, I haven't talked to the townspeople. There's a lot of townspeople here um,
Zoe
that I
says she
haven't
fought
talked
her way
to.
out of a marauder camp with her own bare hands.
No, that is not true. I helped her. I'm looking for a dude named Thomas. He wanted me to find a dude named Thomas. And I accidentally sold the old reliable the gun he wanted me to get, so that accidentally happened. But Thomas is one of the dudes. Let's see, are
If
you
you're
him?
hungry, Stefan's got supplies.
I already got a bunch of that.
Keep your wits about you, friend.
I will. Where is Thomas? Because he is important for Parvati's lore.
Oh, didn't see you there. I was just occupying myself with a little engineering. Whoa, Miss Parvati. You're, what, how are you? Hi. Hello.
Smooth.
Are things safe out here? How are you keeping?
Great, just great. I've been trying to keep stuff running, just like you. Only I'm not so... Wait, they didn't kick you out, did they?
Oh gosh, no, I'm just along with this fella here.
Are you from town? I mean, you don't exactly look like you're from town.
I'll take that as a compliment.
Well, what I meant was you're reasonably well armed and don't look stricken with plague. Sorry, I just wasn't sure if you were from town or if you were one of us. Something's been chewing at me, you see. Fact is, I've been, well, lying. To everybody here. Camp thinks I'm a mechanical genius, but I couldn't fix a busted chair.
Never too late to start learning. I could give you a couple pointers. I actually did successfully find and steal 3 volumes of mechanical engineering from a bunch of different places during my looting adventures.
I'll take all the help I can get. I set my mind to learning the craft of the engineer, you see. I want to make something of myself. You ever heard of the Young Spacer's Guide to Mechanical Engineering? Comes in a set of 3. If I had my hands on one of those data pads, I could teach myself the ins and outs.
Those are good. My dad kept a copy with him when he was working in the cannery.
I know the old community center kept a copy. Should find another one back in town. If you could find me even one of those pads, I'd be greatly obliged.
I think I level up like 3 times, so I've accidentally found, yeah, basically all of these off camera where no one saw. Today is your lucky day, Thomas. I've got one of those data pads you wanted.
No kidding. Really? Well, which one?
Part 1, found it in the community center archives.
Look at that. Building a computing machine out of Spectrum potatoes, a primer. I'm just glad it survived all these years. I appreciate you going through all that trouble. In fact, I put aside something special, on the off chance that somebody'd search out those data pads for me.
Ooh, that's a lot of bits. Hold on, I've got more for you.
Well, don't keep me in suspense.
Part 2, found it in the cannery.
Ain't that just ironical? If I'd worked a little longer back at the cannery, I might have found this myself. 2 whole data pads? Be still my beating heart. Oh, almost forgot your payment.
Don't forget that. Okay, hold on, I've got more for you.
Well, don't keep me in suspense.
The elusive Part 3. Someone stashed it away inside the old geothermal plant.
The geothermal plant? Now that is just incredible. You really went exploring down there? Adelaide always told us it was swarming with hostile mechanicals.
Oh yeah, it still
That's
is.
a complete set. All 3 parts. I'm gonna be the greatest engineer Halcyon's ever seen. Aside from you, Ms. Parvati, I swear, I'll do you proud.
I'm glad we could help, Thomas.
I've been saving something for you. Just a little contraption I found.
I got
Should fit right into
electrocharged?
your outfit.
I got electrocharged surface? Sorry, I almost interrupted him. Okay, I want to ask you something.
What's on your mind?
How long have you lived here?
Couple months. This camp's my home. People you see milling about, they're my family. At least I think of them that way. I owe them my life. Would have died in the wilderness if they hadn't chanced upon me, starving and delirious.
What were you doing out in the wilderness?
We all left the cannery for one reason or another. Me? I was let go, mostly on account of my incompetence.
Oof.
I mean, I was incompetent. I couldn't even survive on my own. Grace found me, Adelaide took me in, I've been on my feet ever since.
You weren't incompetent. You just didn't fit the cannery. Not like here. This place had a U-shaped hole, and now it doesn't.
You could stay, you know. Here. I'd be happy to... we could really use... this isn't coming out right. If you want, Adelaide would make a place for you.
I wonder why Parvati doesn't answer him, but let's see if there's anything else we can ask
What's
him.
on your mind?
Actually, never mind. Whoa, I've leveled up to level 7. So, note this. I've been doing a whole bunch of shooting marauders in the face. That did not level me up, but talking to people did. Interesting. Let's see. So finally we get to do this. I started to get a problem with hacking and lockpicking. I don't have enough points. So let's bump that up, because I know I see a lot of things need lockpick of 20. And then I think, let's see. Let's put a little bit into the thing I have the lowest, dodge and block. Let's go with that. Accept. Looks good. And then, can we get a perk yet? Not yet. There was a moment where I was fighting some primals, and there was the ability to take on a perk by getting a flaw, and I decided no. Okay, I think those are the main people we need to talk to here. And I discovered we could fast travel by accident. So you can see I found a whole bunch of places, and I debated never showing them or actually showing them. And let's actually show something kind of cool. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take us to... I'm deciding. Let's go to the community center. Because at the community center, I had found something really interesting. It's going to be over here at the abandoned outpost. There's a little bit of lore over there. And some history. So, presented by Spacer's Choice. Basically, everything in the Emerald Vale... Oh, Marauders came back. That happened after we leveled up. That kind of makes sense. Parvati's really good at helping us with this, so I die a lot less because of her. It makes a huge difference. Also, most of my guns are like level 9, so that also really helps. Not constantly dying. I do eventually need to level up my, the weight capacity. I'm getting a problem where I'm carrying too many things whenever I loot. But then again, I like grabbing literally everything. Selling literally everything. And then having so many bits, I don't know what to do with my life. Let's see. It may have been this exact building. So, I noticed something when I got... No, wait, this is still community center. Never mind. We need to go to the abandoned outpost to find it. But yes, we are going to try to kill everybody. Smooth. I have a really cool plasma cutter I could show. But they're more useful against the primals. Okay. The abandoned outpost is somewhere down... Wait a minute. Because there's... I've looped around a lot, so I don't know if I've caught every single thing in a container, but I was pretty thorough. I'm looking for... Here it is. This abandoned outpost. Everything here is Spacer's Choice owned. What? That was a body. Okay, I'm not crazy. Alright, so... When I got here, I had noticed this abandoned outpost is the first cannery. Thought that was weird. Asked Parvati, what does this mean? And she said absolutely nothing. So, I went in here and investigated anyways. Found a computer. And then realized this is important for this episode. It's from Clement Eldridge. The messages say, let's see, from J. Bartel. It already is clicked because I already read through it when I was looting. Okay, so here it says, Clement, I find I must disagree with your theories about the Earth Directorate's place in the colonial system. Sadly, as much as I appreciate the board and the new frontier they've opened for us, I believe Halcyon and all the other colonies on the rim of the galaxy would fall to pieces or war amongst themselves if the Earth Directorate wasn't around to regulate trade and settle disputes. Do you think the corporations would accept the mandated inclusion of an Earth Minister if they had a choice in the matter? Jefferson. And then from Eldridge C, they say, Jefferson. Of course, I'd never dispute that Earth is the heart of the whole colonial system. But the real adventure and independent spirit upon which humanity truly thrives is to be found out here among the furthest colonies. I still think you're wrong about the history, though. The discovery of the skip drive was not what gave the Earth Directorate power over the corporations. The high costs of the Great War left them in a weakened state, and the skip drive was simply the extra leverage the Directorate needed to return to power. Clement, that was my first ever confirmation that Earth was a well-known home planet of us, Parvati. We come from there. So, that means that we know about it, but when you talk to the average Spacer's Choice worker, they think Earth seems to be a fantasy planet. I also found this, a collector's letter. It said, I just got the letter today. Corporate ordered me to relocate to the Edgewater cannery effective immediately. It's a shame. I was really looking forward to running my own gift shop at the community center, selling rare memorabilia, but scripture tells us that all things happen for a reason. Work fortifies the spirit and all. As for my book collection, I can't bear to part with it. Don't want those books moldering in some contraband locker, so I stashed them all away in a cave over by the river. That is in reference to the Journal of Bakonu, which we grabbed for Max. So after finding that, I had realized and put together some story dots, and wow, that is so gorgeous. Oh, okay. So I had realized that this was the first ever, most likely first ever settlement that was attempting to be the cannery. It is so small, and there's only a few places for a few workers. So as they need to expand, they seem to have dumped more and more people on Terra II. Eventually, they opened up this very big, here's the new Edgewater right here. This very big cannery, very big center for more workers to congregate. All over the place, there are abandoned settlements and wreckages, and the marauders camp out there. And the most common life form are primals. I've also found some other strange, interesting life forms I hope to show off before getting too far into the lore, because this is valuable. So some stuff I'll show over here. I'll show the abandoned industrial zone, because I think this is an extension of this original abandoned area. Ooh, I somehow didn't find that. Also note this, whenever the story progresses, some of these areas restock with loot. Ooh, the lava at night. That's so cool. And you can sometimes find new creatures unexpectedly. So, look at that interesting geology. The upturned beds. That's strange. I believe this is the abandoned outpost. Yes, this is it. So, because it's abandoned, most of these places, they don't really have much, and I've already looted most of them. So, you can see most of these say evicted, and similar to what Thomas experienced, if you're too unique, you are not going to really make it in the outer worlds, in these galaxies. Galaxies, I meant colonies. It's going to be difficult to make it, because it's not really for actually curious adventurous spirits. Like, for example... Oh, that's not mechanical. For example, Phineas also doesn't fit in. Anybody who's a scientist, an artist, a person who's too broad, too intelligent, too different, too whatever else, they don't make it here. They're not efficient workers. So the company gets rid of them. What a tragedy. I will grab my plasma cutter and show it off. Let's see, this one. This is what it does. It's like a level 9. It's really good. But you do have to get really close, so that's why it's not my first pick. They're really good against the primals, not so good against the marauders. Oh, sorry, Parvati, that's you this whole time. Why did I give you the same outfit as them? Probably because it was the highest level. I was literally just hacking at her and it wasn't doing anything. Thank goodness friendly fire doesn't exist. Also, they will get vaporized with the plasma cutter, so you're less likely to find loot, which is another reason to not use this weapon. Let me switch back to my pistol. This is a level 9. It's a nice one. Now, let's see. There's the Botanical Lab. So we've looped around. So the North Gulch, it's not really that interesting. It's basically like a little area next to this volcano. There is a primal nest where you get the old reliable. That's over here. So if we were to go kind of south, there's this big dip, and the whole town is like a circle around this place. You see some very ruined ground. This is all ruined by hydrothermal vents and extremophile bacteria, and this is like a foggy, sulfuric, gaseous atmosphere, and it kills the ability for anything to grow. So I'm guessing the soil is way too acidic to grow food. This is the corporate commander. You can get the old reliable from him, but I accidentally messed that up. So I sold it. The unique gun. Oh well. We can play this again, Parvati. And we cannot sell the unique guns when we are leveling up. And yeah, see, I found Marauder Hideout, Abandoned Spacer's Choice Settlement. Like, it's not too special. It looks like a lot of the other things. Same thing with the transport wreckage. The only really unique thing that I may want to show off, let's see. Let's go with going to geothermal plant. Because I want to show some natural areas where we might be able to see a rare animal. That would be cool. Hopefully people like sightseeing and seeing cool animals. These are puffballs, I think. I want to show off the volcanic summit and the river hideout. Let's see. To get there... Okay, yeah, it's basically south. Which is weird, because that's also where the geothermal plant is. So, we're going to get around it by going closer to Edgewater. And here you can see the river. And we remember the river. And the river hideout from when we got the journal. There are some very interesting trees. And some of these are red during the day. There are a bunch of mushrooms. They're detrivores. They eat decaying matter, so wherever they are found, most likely they're also corpses. And then whenever there's no life at all, it means that magma has displaced and also destroyed all life that was trying to grow on it. Here's an example of a spacious choice settlement right here. I think. Wait a minute. That's a Marauder encampment, but it used to be a spacious choice settlement. Everything on this planet is owned by Spacer's Choice, so that means everybody is loyal to that company, whether they want to be or not. And wow, look at that geology over there. I am trying to remember if I've even been here. Hey, the back of the geothermal plant. Here are some primals. Usually the primals seem to hunt these terror rays because I keep on finding them dead next to the primals, so I'm guessing that's their main food source. I don't remember going back here, so wow, I've actually found some unique loot. Hopefully I don't become over encumbered again, because that's annoying. Let's see. Okay, 81. Let's make sure. 85. Okay, thank goodness. Because that's been a major problem of mine. I've never really been behind the geothermal plant. This is one of the areas I forgot to really check out, but it is quite green. Quite pretty. It is also not the volcanic summit. That's what we're trying to get to. So, I think it's this way. And there's technically a lot of Parvati lore here, obviously, because she is mostly... Well, she was raised here on Terra II. And there's a lot of, like, secret hidden lore about her. Since she's a companion, she gotta get all the lore. Okay, here we go. We kind of wrap around this. Because I found it many times, and Parvati does have some unique lines when she sees the volcano. We just have to climb up. Ooh, look at that floaty moon. Here we go. Here's the summit. I found it a bunch of times before. It's just really cool at night because you get to see the fiery glow and the drippy lava leaking out. Yeah, so unfortunately, I think she already said her line, but she said you can see the whole world from up here. Yeah, but whatever you do, don't actually jump in there. Whew. That would be dangerous. Every volcanologist's worst nightmare is falling into a volcano. JK, that's the only way we want to die, I swear. Volcanologists would love to go out with a big bang, with a big pyroclastic flow. Let's see. What other areas were unique? The lone grave was unique. It's just one grave. It's not that special. The old wreckage, it's kind of like... So, if we go to landing site, the landing site is where we'll go when we want to leave. But right behind it, it was also primal infested. There is a different wreckage back here, and it's just sitting there, so you can see it right there. I still have not found the unique animal I'm looking for. But that's already been looted. Let's go to... Let's see, any other lore areas? Because if I can't find it, that's also okay. It's not really that big of a deal. We are going to travel to Edgewire before completing all of our quests, because there's at least 2 areas of Edgewire I've completely overlooked. Did not explore, and it's super important to the lore, because they keep talking about the plague. And even though we don't wear masks, we're going to go visit the plague house that I found, where the sick are dying. I believe it's here, and we're going to talk to them.
I appreciate the company and all, but you really ought to leave. You don't want to be seen around me.
I mean, I got really bad sickness too right now, and I've been sick for a week, so why not? We're sick together.
Because I'm sick. You don't want to associate with people in the sick house. We're not worth your time. I'm in about as much trouble as I can be. No reason you ought to be tarnished by association. People are gonna talk.
Why? What's going on here?
Figured it was obvious. I got sick. Couldn't get better on my own. Got moved here for everyone's sake. Maybe you don't know this, but there's a real simple reason you don't talk to the plagued. You don't want what we've got.
I've got some training. I could take a look at you.
Don't. Please. I could get into a lot of trouble.
What kind of trouble?
People trouble. Lazy worker like me getting special treatment from some out-of-town physiker like you? People will talk. Company always tells us, weak spirits lead to weak bodies. If I didn't want to fall sick with plague, maybe I should have worked harder. Maybe I should have taken more pride in my work.
That's ridiculous. You can't blame yourself because you fell sick.
I really wish you wouldn't say those sorts of things. I told you once already. People could be listening. I'm feeling a touch faint. If you don't mind, I'd like to be alone for a spell.
I've got some Adrena time. It's yours if you want.
You've got Adrena time? How? No, I don't want to know. Could be you stole it. Could be you're trying to test me. See if I'm gonna violate company policy. I'm feeling a touch faint. If you don't mind, I'd like to be alone for a spell.
I'll leave you be. Yeah, see, they are brainwashed to think that the plague is somehow their fault. Of course, I wouldn't steal their food. They're already barely making it. This guy already died. And so did his sentry bot. And so did this one. So, yeah, the plague is absolutely decimating this town. And with a lot of these, they could be dead. They're not breathing. Like, you can't even click them like these other corpses. They could be in a coma, still alive technically. So, this is not great.
Hey.
They're just, hey, that guy sounds normal. That's surprising. So, how many of you are actually alive? Whoa, I could steal from this one. That's interesting. I wonder why. Oh, yeah, and also the first time I got in here, they started shooting the sprats that showed up.
You don't want me breathing on you.
So, basically, there are sprats inside the sick house, and when they get out into the main town, everyone starts firing at them, and I was laughing. That was an unfortunate thing I was not able to catch on camera when I was here. So, I had found that place, and was like, okay, the plague really is decimating the town. I just walk in there, socialize with them.
Guess he wasn't plagued.
Boss likes to tell us plague's a state of mind. Maybe he's right.
I saw the corpses. It looked more like a literal physical virus or something. That didn't look psychosomatic whatsoever. Like, You can't get more real than that. Here's a general store. Hiccup. Okay.
Miss Holcomb ain't allowed in this establishment. Not since that little incident.
What incident?
Ask her if you care. I'm running a business here.
How rude,
I won't
Julius.
touch anything while we're in here, Mr. Moreau. I promise.
Oh my god, his name is Mr. Rowe. That's awesome. Like the island of Dr. Moreau. Let's see. I've got some questions for you.
Go right ahead.
What's your take on this place?
What, you mean Edgewater? That's a peculiar question. This a test? Am I being tested right now?
Yes.
It's, fine and dandy. Couldn't be happier. Wouldn't want to spend my life working anywhere else. Prettiest little town on Terra II.
I'm glad you're so optimistic. No, actually, maybe I should... No, actually, yeah, I'm glad you're so optimistic.
I have every reason to be. I caught a real break working in a place like this. I don't get paid for banter. Was there something you needed?
Actually, there was. It is true that it's better than being a cannery worker. If you get to run your own store, you're some kind of better than everyone else. So, actually, there was.
Go right ahead.
Anyone I should watch out for?
Other than yourself? Definitely the vicar. Don't get me wrong. He seems a decent man, cut from church cloth, knows his scriptures. But there's something about him that bothers me. Like he's not one of us. Sometimes I suspect he doesn't even want to be here.
So, about this plague that's supposed to be going around.
Plague? I don't know anything about a plague. We are the very picture of hot-blooded physical vigor.
Is there a reason you feel like you have to hide what's going on? I just went to a sick house, dude.
You have got the wrong idea about me. I've got nothing that needs hiding. Some of us who get sick are liable to exaggerate the conditions of that sickness. But the fact is, if you work hard, you have got no cause to worry.
That doesn't make any sense. You guys not believe in germ theory?
Spend enough time in the Spacer's Choice family, and you will come to understand. Medical treatment is commensurate with our value to society. Spacer's Choice will dispense medicine for the indispensable worker. Natural selection at work.
Oh my god, you're a town of anti-vaxxers. And if you don't work hard enough...
Then the hand of medical science will not grace you with its touch, and you must recover on the virtue of your own grit. Listen, you mind if we talk about something else? Rambling about company policy gets me feeling all lightheaded.
Let's trade real quick.
Music to my ears.
Because we did find some stuff. Oh, a 32% discount. He likes us even though we're so rude. He's like, hey, I like your charisma. I like that you kind of sort of talk me down, make me feel like I'm not as great as I tout myself to be. I can respect a man who definitely knows how to roast well, respectfully. It's excellent. I enjoy this playful banter. I don't meet lowly people like you very often, but when I do, it graces my everything, and I feel like I run the best general store in the Emerald Vale. Parvati's just like, yeah. Alright, so that's a general store that we didn't see. This is where the vicar was. I'm looking for the constable, because there was basically a little cop area at the constable. It looked like a place that may have a quest. If I could find it. Parvati, you've grown up here. Lead the way. It's small. Like, this is a small town, so it is easy to find things. I'm just not remembering it. But did I check this middle area? There's nothing here. Saltuna Cannery. We will also talk to Reed. But I don't want to do that right now or I'm going to forget all about the constable, regret everything, ask why didn't I do that first while it was definitely on my mind. I can get distracted. This is the maintenance division. That's where... Oh, here is the constable. Yeah, because this is where I think Parvati would be most at home, or maybe that is her old home. I don't remember. Where her father used to live. Constable. This looks like I had quests.
What I'm doing with myself.
I know how you feel.
Indeed. Let's see. Hello, Constable.
Welcome to the Spacer's Choice Constabulary. We are Halcyon's leading brand in frontier justice. The office is writing a promotion. Purchase 3 criminal investigations and the 4th one's free.
Ha, I'm looking for work.
Know how to carry yourself in a fight? I've got bounties out for these 3 marauders. Cross them off and bring me their fingers. Just 1 per marauder, please. I'll dust off the old fingerprint roller.
Yes, we'll show you what I was doing while grinding, so you get Little bit of a taste of that. Okay, I've got some questions for you if you don't mind.
As long as your questions fall within the acceptable margins of curiosity.
Uh-oh, she's also board certified. Does the name Phineas Wells mean anything to you?
His likeness decorates many a wanted poster. Do you have any relevant information about this individual?
I really like the third option, I'm sorry. He kidnapped me, unfroze my body, and shot me into space. Then I landed here.
Mm-hmm. Shot you into space. You know, lying to a Spacer's Choice constable is a violation of company policy and punishable by a fine.
It's a good thing I don't belong to the Spacer's Choice family.
It is for Spacer's Choice.
That's
Fortunately, the arrest of Mr. Wells falls outside my authority. I enforce the company policy of Spacer's Choice in the region of Emerald Vale. Wells is wanted by the board. If you have information related to the location of Phineas V. Wells, you are required to submit that information to your nearest board authority.
I assumed you were my nearest board authority.
I represent Spacer's Choice. Spacer's Choice is a wholly owned subsidiary of Universal Defense Logistics, which is itself a member of the Halcyon Holdings Corporation Board. Also, I specialize in processing fingerprints, so unless you're carrying Wells's finger on you, there's not a lot I can do for you.
That's why she wants Marauder fingers. They're not really good at finding them alive, so they just want the digits. Alright, so who do I have to talk to?
Any information regarding outstanding bounties and wanted criminals should be directed to Mr. Udom Bedford. Mr. Bedford's office is located on the Groundbreaker.
Groundbreaker, what's that?
Halcyon's original colony ship, now repurposed into a space station. Mr. Udom Bedford represents the board's interest on the Groundbreaker. Something else I can do for you?
Goodbye. So you are telling me the Groundbreaker is real, but the Hope is not? Absolute insanity, Parvati. Can you believe this? They slander me, but not themselves. Let's see who's here. Examine. Wanted, Doc Maybell. Maybell Burgess. From the Spacer's Choice Department of Retirement, a writ of execution. Effective immediately for Maybell Burgess. Former Spacer's Choice physician, condemned on charges of dereliction of duty. Disappeared from Edgewater with 2 parcels of adrenatime. At large and dangerous. Wanted for destruction of company property, murder of company workers in good standing, vandalism, and unlicensed practice of medicine on seditious criminals. Generous bounty. Payment on delivery. Must be able to sign your own name. See Constable Reyes for details. Another one is Bertie Cotton. Bertie Cotton. From the Spacer's Choice Department of Retirement, a writ of execution effective immediately for Bert Cotton, former vicar. Ooh, he was a vicar like Max. Former vicar stationed in Edgewater Vicarage. No longer in good standing with Halcyon Branch Order of Scientific Inquiry. At large and dangerous. Wanted for destruction of company property. Murder of company workers in good standing. Sedition and unauthorized use of medical supplies. Generous bounty. Payment on delivery. Must be able to sign your own name. Okay. And then we got... let me try. This is a French one. GIMME and Trim. From the Spacer's Choice Department of Retirement, a writ of execution effective immediately for GIMME and Trim. A former Spacer's Choice associate mechanic, terminated from his position and escorted from Edgewater on grounds of unauthorized use of adrenatime. Wanted for destruction of company property, murder of company workers in good standing, theft, and unauthorized use of medical supplies. This is literally the same thing. Literally the same thing. Exactly the same thing. It looks like you only got 3 criminals. This looks good. Let's see if I can change that quest. We are going to go with this side quest that I didn't know we could do. Because, yeah, I thought we would get a side quest if we talked to the constable, and we did. I was going to just move on with the main quest, but then realized, why not do some fun little things on the side? The more episodes, the better. Also, I've been sick a while, so I feel like more content is better. Sharing more content with the people who want it. That is why I'm here. Which one is the closest? All of them are pretty far, but there's one that's 230-ish meters. So we're going to go there. That means, okay, good news. We're going to probably find that rare animal I'm looking for. Because we're going to be marauder hunting. I'm looking for, I think it's a boa, emerald boa. It's a snake-like organism. Reptilian. This is the Terra II. I will not kill it. It is a precious, critically endangered animal. I'm a scientist. I forge paperwork to make sure that we say it's critically endangered, even if it's the most abundant life form on Terra II. You see, as a scientist, I can forge these things if I want to. Just say, you can't do that. Hi, Birdie. I think I killed your clan. Oop, and you. That was amazing. There he goes. Oh, the physics. Oh, that hurt. That was amazing. Yeah, he's the only one alive on because I kill all his friends. I've been to all these settlements. That's probably how you find these settlements. Now, how do I get to you? Oh, I'm stuck. I heard the tree crashing on me really bad. Okay, God, can I get your finger from here? Yes, okay, thank goodness. Hopefully he's not carrying anything too crazy. Because I think I forgot to sell things. Let me check. No, we're okay. I did. I sell things. We're good. Okay. We got his finger. But rather than individually turn all of them in, we are going to just keep going. And see if we can find the boa I'm looking for. They're more common in the tall grass. I remember the first time my friend showed me them, I was like, whoa, that's a really cool animal. But he was just screaming. Man, it's more common to see Terra rays dead than alive. This might be where we find it. They're also more common near the volcano, I think, or near mountainous regions. Oh yeah, Doc Maybell. Actually, each of these three that we saw on the board with those posters, they're exactly who we need. Why do you look underground? Why does it look like you're underground? Oh, you're probably in the river hideout. That could have been another way to get the journal, maybe. Who are you? Oh. There we go. Anyone else? Probably not. There's just one guy, because I remember finding this area. There's like a secret lookout cave. Here it is again. For me, not for you. Now you have seen it for the first time. Oops, that was the doggy. I meant to do something else. My bad. Parvati, no. Wait, you're Doc Maybell. I thought you were Parvati. He was just staring at me. He and his dogs were like, are you a real space traveler? And the answer is yes, and I shot him in the face. Oh my, what a way to ascend to the great heavens, or however the religion works here. He's like, are you from the Hope? And I said, yes. Now let me give you hope. And I gave him my gun and just kept firing or something. There we go. We have looted all of this too. All of this is new. Ooh, Dervish Mist. Because I've already looted it, but now it's like a double loot. So that is also a hack with the Outer Worlds. If you loot the whole map and then get quests later, it's almost like getting double loot and double leveling up. So I might be pretty advanced, I think, by the time I get to any new world, any new planet. It's going to be the... Oh, there we go. Here's the Emerald Boa I was looking for. Look at this thing. I think it's called the Emerald Boa. I don't know. But it's reptilian. It's like a super thick snake. I'm trying to look at your head. You're cool. There we go. Look at those eyes. It's like yellowish eyes. I think it tries to disguise itself as a log. And it just kind of camps here. So this is our super thick snake native to Terra II. And Parvati is not afraid of it at all. It's a little reptile. I thought it was really cool. Now, let's see. Here's a waterfall area. Woo! Oh my, I don't want to crash on all the rocks and break my neck. Oh, I never noticed that. Adreno. I don't think I can get in there. Okay, we are looking for one more. Here's the puffball plant. Oh, beautiful, gorgeous, excellent. And a lot of really cool trees. And fauna and flora. There's a lot of interesting stuff here. Really cool ships. Oh, another Emerald Boa. Okay, thank goodness. I'm finding a lot of you guys. After failing to find. Yes. I love it when the quests take me the places I want to go. Oh, right. This is the one near the landing pad. Wow, now we got three? Three of them. Near the landing pad, there's an area, and I kept on not having enough mag picks. I'm pretty sure I still don't have enough to get the super secret thing I'm looking for. I'm pretty sure I could just fast travel. I'm suddenly realizing I need to go to there. Okay. And the community center is there. Okay. Yeah, it's right here. My bad. That arrow is actually taking me back to Edgewater to turn in the fingers, but we want to grab all 3 first. I think it's faster that way, because I've leveled up to the point that I'm not constantly dying to marauders. Gameplay should be smooth as long as my game does not lag. It does enjoy lagging because graphics are so high. Such is life when you choose to show things with pretty pictures. Here we go. We're getting closer to the abandoned outpost and it is repopulated. Which means... do any of you have mag picks? Because I really need them for this one area. Oh, his gun went flying, or was it his arm? It was funny. There's Parvati. Don't shoot Parvati a bunch of times again. I keep making that error. Sometimes she shoots me, though, so it's fair. Oh, God, my health. My health! There was somebody on the side. There was somebody on the side. I haven't saved in a long time. I panicked. Oh. I've had a few scary scares where suddenly 10 of them show up. Man, right when I was bragging that I don't need to worry, I had everything to worry about. I'm also looting them before they disappear. No! 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 I'm screaming and crying! I'm screaming and crying! I'm screaming and crying! If you do this, this is how you don't die, by the way. If you press Q and then rapidly heal like this, it's a method to not die. Okay. Full health. That was so scary. Oh my god, I had a panic attack. Parvati's down. That's part of why this got dangerous. When she's alive, it's not that bad. But she didn't... I don't know what happened. Also, I think they start to level up. And that makes them even more dangerous. Okay, thank goodness. I think I finally killed him. Oh my. Because, yeah, that's what dangerous thing. She doesn't come back until you kill the last one. Make it even worse. Okay, that should have been the last one. That was scary. Okay. We'll save... oh, yeah, this is him. We'll save after we turn in all the fingers. Or it will autosave. Let's see how many bodies I can loot. Here we go. Bunch of canids. I don't remember if I've looted every single bin. No, probably not. Or they've restocked. I don't know where Parvati ends up whenever she respawns. There she is. Yeah, it kind of depends. Okay. That should be everything, but I'm also trying to loot as many bodies in case I find a unique gun, because, like the old reliable, I just saw it and went, cool, whatever, sold it. It was too low level at the time or something, because I think it was like a level 3, because I found it that early. And then it quickly became outdated or not as good as my other gun, so I just sold it, forgetting weapon mods exist. This is a game with weapon mods. That was my bad thing. I am nowhere near... this is basically my first time playing it all the way through. Like, I played through parts of Terra II, and then I think I made it to Monarch in the past. And then I've never seen beyond that. And I'd play very casually. So I don't know very much about this story and the lore, but I want to know. Let's see, let's go to Constable. And turn in those fingers. Oops.
Something to report?
Here, turn in a bounty.
Okay, by the finger. What do you have for me?
This one.
Gil Antrim. Real name, Guillaume. Duly processed by a freelancer on behalf of Spacer's Choice. I remember him. I was just a kid last I saw him. Shame.
Oh, that's sad.
Just need your signature here, 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 and here. Got any more fingers for me?
So these are all former townsfolk that you would personally know and then realize, oh, they went Marauder. I mean, it sounds like they don't know these people until you realize, actually, they're a Spacer's Choice family. They know everybody you're killing.
Mabel Burgess. Age 37. Right or left-handed? Let's just say no longer applicable.
Or ambidextrous.
I remember Doc Burgess. Conducted my physical every fiscal quarter. Guess she couldn't keep her hands off her patient's medicine. Still one outstanding bounty. If you've got a finger, I've got the paperwork.
That is tragic. The medicine is a crime in the Outer Worlds.
Here we are. Birdie Cotton. Cause of death. Let's just say overwhelming physical trauma.
Accurate.
Bert was the local preacher before Max took over. Always was quick to remind us that we all get what we deserve in the end. Well, that's all three. I must remember to requisition some more fingerprint ink. Here's all the compensation you've earned, plus a bonus.
What's this? Junior Deputy Constable?
You've done such a bang-up job hunting down our former workers that I thought it only proper to deputize you. Congratulations.
I would say thank you, but that's not a dialogue option. How did so many of your people end up marauders?
Let me stop you there. It is official Spacer's Choice policy that all marauders, regardless of prior affiliation to the Spacer's Choice brand, no longer qualify as our people.
That doesn't really answer my question.
Marauders are folk who lost the will to keep working, wandered out into the wilds and gave into their baser instincts. Not everyone's cut out to work in Edgewater. Some turn deserter, some turn marauder. None of them get my sympathy.
Marauders seem to like adrenatime.
Everybody likes adrenatime. It is the finest medical drug ever developed by Spacer's Choice. Much better than that crap anti-Cleo pedals. Sure, a little too much adrenatime can bring out the violent animal in you, but if overdosing on adrenatime turns you into a lunatic, you have only yourself to blame. It says so right on the warning label. Violent psychosis is a well-documented and legally accounted for side effect of adrenatime.
Damn, and that's the thing they used to treat plague, interestingly. There was something else I wanted to ask you.
What's on your mind?
Do I have questions?
As long as your questions fall within the acceptable margins of curiosity.
Yeah, okay. So who do you work for, Spacer's Choice or Edgewater? I'm curious about the distinction, because I think Spacer's Choice is the company, Edgewater is the town, am I right?
If this is a setup to a joke, you should know I've never found anything amusing in my life. I don't serve Edgewater. Edgewater and the entire region of Emerald Vale serve Spacer's Choice.
Let's say, that sounds like slavery.
Careful, stranger. Talk like that comes dangerously close to sedition.
So who does Spacer's Choice answer to?
Spacer's Choice is a wholly owned subsidiary of Universal Defense Logistics, which occupies a seat on the Halcyon Holdings Corporation, also known as the Board. I must admit it bothers me that you don't already know this.
Okay, so you're basically a bureaucrat.
Flattery won't get you anywhere with me. The bureaucracy is a noble profession, but not all of us are gifted enough to serve in it.
That was flattery. There was one other thing.
Something to report?
Actually, goodbye. That's everything, I'm pretty sure. Thank you for your time and patience. Now, is anybody in jail? Let me just check out your jail cells. I mean, you got beds, you got one toilet, 2 beds. It's not the worst. I love that she just lets me do this. Just walk in here and go, What if she closed it on me? You are under arrest for asking questions. Why? Am I under arrest for asking questions? I don't know, I felt like it. But you deputized me. Well, I undeputize you. Let's see, it says, welcome, Constable Reyes. Bounty records. All bounties posted by the Edgewater Constabulary have been authorized by Spacer's Choice. View bounties. Open bounties. Accessing closed bounties? There we go, because I already got them all. So now let's look at these so we can learn more about our victims. Guillaume and Trine. Yeah, I'm not changing how I pronounce this name. Wanted. Okay, background. Former Spacer's Choice associate mechanic. Terminated from his position. Constable's memorandum. The Spacer's Choice Department of Retirement, Termination, and Restitution has filed a writ of execution for Guillaume, Gil, and Trine, effective immediately. Some of you may remember Gil and Trine from his days in the cannery. Please be advised that Spacer's Choice no longer recognizes Mr. Trine as a member of its valued family. Spacer's Choice advises its workers... Sorry, hiccup. In good standing to remain in good standing, by disabusing themselves of any sympathy, allegiance, or memory towards Mr. Trine. Generous bounty. Oh yeah, we already read that part. Okay, Doc Mabel. Doc Mabel Burgess. I think it's Burgess and not Burgess. Okay, background. Former Spacer's Choice physician. Abandoned her duties and disappeared from Edgewater. At large and considered dangerous. So the memorandum. The Spacer's Choice Department of Retirement, Termination, and Restitution has filed a writ of execution. Wait a minute, have I read this before? No, because of this part down here. Doc Mabel is wanted for 3 counts of larceny, 2 for each parcel of stolen adrenatime, and 1 for depriving the outpost of its official physician. Gotcha. Now, for Birdie Cotton, Oh, this is an interesting background. So this is different. Former vicar acting on behalf of the Order of Scientific Inquiry, stationed to the Edgewater Vicarage, suffered psychological breakdown upon showing symptoms of plague. At large and dangerous. The Spacer's Choice Department of blah 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 has fired a rivet cube, blah blah blah. The Order of Scientific Inquiry has declined a response. That's interesting. Vicar Cotton's sermons are considered defunct and obsolete. Spacer's Choice advises purging them from your memory with the help of Zero-G. Zero-G brew and ale that's good for what ails you. That's kind of funny. It's literally like, hey, you remember all those religious sermons you got from that one guy? Yeah, just blur it all out with Zero-G. Drink until you forget. What is this? Oh, Abernathy lives here. Apparently he's been doing better.
Nothing like a good hit of anthracillin. Feels like warm, liquid sunlight running through your veins.
And I bet he's seeing it as psychosomatic, even though medicine is a biological thing and helps you biologically. So it's not a psychological thing. Alright, I'm remembering. Okay, I'm remembering what I wanted to do. I wanted to look at the cantina, maybe, but because I don't know what I'd be doing there, let's actually go talk to Reed again. Sorry, Parvati, I know you hate talking to Reed, but we did talk to Adelaide, so we want to talk about their shared history together, mayhaps, and see what he expands upon about why he did not treat Adelaide's son of his plague. That was unexpected for you to just be there ominously with your guards and nice glowy posters. Those are hologram posters. Hello, Reed.
My offer remains standing should you reconsider.
I wanted to talk to you about something.
Go ahead.
Have you taken a look around your town lately?
It is my job to keep two eyes on my town. I am the steward of this place, and this is my watch post.
How long have you worked here?
I'm trying to remember 25 years, 26. When you get to my age, the years just rush by. You stop counting altogether. I remember looking out this window and seeing the veils spread out from horizon to horizon. We were a sprawling town. We were booming. Times change, people change, but the veil will always be here. Spacer's Choice will always be here. Our work won't ever end. I take comfort in that.
That is quite depressing because I've seen so many abandoned settlements to suggest this place really was a booming settlement at one point before the plague hit. Let's see. Your town is falling to pieces.
I wish you wouldn't say things like that.
You disagree?
Yes, as a matter of fact. When I stand at my window and look out over my town, here's what I see. I see decent, loyal, hard-working people. I see a family. We are all part of the Spacer's Choice family. We are all doing what we were brought into this world to do.
You're loyal to Spacer's Choice.
This is a Spacer's Choice town. We're all part of the Spacer's Choice family here. The company keeps us warm, keeps us fed, keeps us working. Loyalty's got nothing to do with it, friend. This is good old-fashioned gratitude.
Fascinating. Let me ask you something else.
Go ahead.
What makes you think I can convince those deserters to come back?
That you are not one of us may work to your advantage. Adelaide and her folk loathe the people of Edgewater, you see. I admit the fault was mine. I'm about as diplomatic as a bristling canid. I just hope Adelaide and her folk will see their way past my flaws and return to town.
Sometimes people move on. It's the way of things.
Scripture tells us we all have our purpose in the world. Our work shows us that purpose. We should not have to move on from it. Yes, we have lost good workers to desertion. We have lost even more to plague. But it is why we must square our shoulders and carry on.
I wonder why the perception check doesn't work here. Let's ask something else. You seem pretty fixed on bringing Adelaide back to town.
Adelaide was our only flavor specialist. We are a Saltuna canning institution. Saltuna without flavor is like a cysty pig without tumors, borderline inedible.
That sounds disgusting.
Begging your pardon, Saltuna is a staple in the diet of any self-respecting spacer. Were it up to me, friend, I'd stack our larders with Saltuna galore. No other brand of Saltuna adds as much vim or vigor to the body's humors. But, and this is something we must keep between the two of us, Saltuna is hard to come by, what with being a species indigenous to the seas of another world.
You should really try eating a vegetable.
A vegetable? You mean like hydrocale? Chewy, fibrous material that springs out of the dirt? I do
Yes,
not trust any food that grows out of the dirt. Worms copulate in the dirt. Did you know that?
absolutely. Even Adelaide knows that. Hang on, so what are you canning here exactly?
Oh, we've scavenged together some organic material from the surrounding environs. Mostly organic, mostly local mushrooms. Some of which possess a texture akin to a well-boiled slab of saltuna. The difference is all but impossible to detect to any but the prissiest of palate.
Oh no, I know how the plague happened, but let me see if I can
Go
ask their
ahead.
questions. We need to have a word about this plague, because I will share everything I know after we finish this dialogue.
Can we not? Talking about unpleasant things always gets my bile up.
You withhold medicine from your own workers.
If I had enough medicine to treat everyone who fell sick, I would, but I don't. I can't save everyone. So I have to choose.
You let Adelaide's son die.
Adelaide's son was barely competent. I treat him with our medical rations, and it looks like I'm playing favorites. Now, I will not pretend to understand the suffering Adelaide must have felt on account of losing her child, but she is not the only one to have felt such suffering. I wish she had stayed with us. Adelaide left us when we needed her most.
How long has this plague been happening?
That I cannot say. There was no moment when the plagues began. Disease always lurks on the fringes of society, waiting to infect the idle and the lethargic. But in the last 10 years, the plagues have become progressively worse and increasingly frequent.
You should have developed an immunity after repeated exposure to a single strain of contagion.
Corporate doesn't like us using the word should. It encourages the imagination.
Haha.
I believe plague is a test. It is a test of our loyalty and our fortitude. And it is one we will see through to the end.
Can I ask
Go
him other
ahead.
questions? No. I should go. Okay. Very interesting. Alright. I know. I understand. I know how the plague happened, Parvati. Okay. Let me just look at this. Okay. Yes. Just empty vases for... Those were just decorum. Absolutely nothing burgers. Alright, come here, Parvati. Let me tell you, outside of Reed Thompson's earshot, how the plague is happening. Instead of salt tuna, they are harvesting the local mushrooms and saying it tastes basically the same because mushrooms have a similar texture to meat. They are detrivorous. Okay. They are... So why was I waiting for her to fall and catch up and hear me? Okay, we could just keep moving. Let's actually... What is this? Okay, let's actually start going to geothermal plant while I explain this, Parvati. Because I believe we've covered everything major with Edgewater. We need not linger here much longer. Alright, so if we put basically meat-like textured things like mushrooms, and then say it is salt tuna, what hostiles? Then what happens is these mushrooms are not plants. They are technically related to animals. And they pose a huge risk of disease. You can get sick from all types of mushroom species. Unless they are a very specific edible type, they can cause poisoning. And there have been many people throughout all history that have died from ingesting wild mushrooms. The death bell is a common one. Oh, the community center. Oops. Okay, I think I'm far away enough from enemies. And so, that means they've been using something very toxic, most likely, by mistake, not understanding the biology of mushrooms, and not understanding it's just not the same. Sure, it has protein, but also has probably neurotoxins, like Death Bell. I think it's called Death Bell. God, I need to look at it again. My poisonous mushroom guide. It's been a while. Or is it called Death Cap? It's called something like that. And it's highly risky to consume. Wait a minute, why is it getting further away? Oh yes, that's because I already unlocked all this.
Right, here we go.
And that's how they're killing their workers. They ran out of salt tuna, so they're opting for mushrooms. People consume them, and they die.
Hey,
All right.
mister? Look, I know you want your power regulator and all, but I just gotta ask you. Do you understand what you're about to do?
I wouldn't mind hearing your opinion, Parvati. I always trust you.
I don't think you should cut off Edgewater's power. I think it would be cruel. I'm sorry. That just sort of came out all at once. Edgewater's hurting. We've been losing workers year after year, and corporate hardly ever sends replacements. There's barely enough saltuna to fill our bellies anymore. But the town's got some good people in it. Decent, hard-working folk just living their lives the only way they know how. They don't deserve to be punished.
Let's go with Reed tells me Edgewater's gonna die without workers in power.
That sure sounds like Mr. Thompson. If he was standing here, I imagine he'd remind us of how we're all one big, happy Spacer's Choice family. In Mr. Thompson's eyes, those deserters are still part of the Spacer's Choice family. The family must work together in order to survive. I hate to say it, but I think Mr. Thompson's got a point. Unless those deserters come back, Edgewater's as good as dead. Cutting off their power might be the only way.
So she wants me to cut off power to the Botanical Garden. Interesting. The deserters are a community. I can't just destroy what they built.
Miss McDevitt's built something beautiful. Somehow she's talked the ground into giving life again. It's plain to see she's made the Vale a better place. Fed the hungry, tended the sick. Gave a home to those that had none. But Miss McDevitt delights in Edgewater's suffering. She wants to hurt the town. Do you really want to be party to that kind of hatred?
Those are such interesting points, Parvati. I see your point. I think I'm ready to make a decision.
Sorry, I didn't mean to babble on like that. I felt like I had to say something.
I'm glad you did. I like hearing from you. You're my
Really?
best friend.
I mean, wow. Thanks. No one's ever told me those words in that order.
You're welcome. Well, she was really far away. That was kind of funny. Let's pick up some of this elixir capsule. Okay, I'm going to make an unexpected choice, Parvati. This is actually the hardest choice of the game, I believe. So, let me basically tell you why my decision. Here's Edgewater. Here's the Botanical Lab. Probably 70-80% of people live in Edgewater. 10 to 20% are deserters. We cut off to 80% of the town, then everybody dies, basically, except for them. We cut off over here, then these guys can go back to Edgewater, and sure, they're sad, but more people survive. So it's all about, do you want to be morally correct, or do you want to save the most amount of lives? And that is what you're tasked with as a STEM major, like myself. Will you save the greater populace, even though corporate whatever can suck? Or do you go for this new startup, but it's unsustainable? It's kind of like, do you want to keep burning coal, or do you want green energy that barely works and your entire country is going to collapse if you use it because there is not enough for everybody? Here's my interesting choice. We are cutting off power to the Botanical Lab, but it's a complex, nuanced choice. You're going to see something crazy I'm going to try to do. I don't know if it's going to work. Let's see if it works. Let's see, plant status. The Emerald Vale geothermal plant operating at only 22% efficiency, so there's also that. No one's repairing it. We saw leaky pipes. Power is currently being distributed to these two places. And it says structural damage detected. Please notify your designated supervisor. Okay, and then we're redirecting this processing. Warning. Safety failures detected. High likelihood of moderate to severe structural damage. And then warning. Redirecting power is an irreversible procedure. Are you sure you want to continue? Continue. So, 22%. Okay. We're going to redirect power to Edgewater. I think that's the right choice. The Botanical Lab power regulator is now safe to remove. The Edgewater Saltuna Cannery power regulator is now operating at optimal capacity. And then it has more warnings. Permanent power failure detected in Botanical Laboratory. Notice, blatant disregard for Spacer's Choice property has been logged. Please report yourself to your designated supervisor for an immediate reprimand. Thank you for serving the Spacer's Choice family. So, it's still a crime no matter who you pulled the power from. It was still a crime against Spacer's Choice. Interesting, isn't it? Now, here's a little bit more of a rationale. We have saved the most people. All of those plague-ridden people will now not die for Adelaide's morals. And we know she has a really cool idea, but she is picky about who's going to actually benefit. And she, like Parvati says, she does have more of a language of hate. She lost her son, and all she has left is hatred for humanity. Is that the world we want moving forward? A world of hate? Or do we want a world of community? Excellent question. Now, let's see. It says go to Botanical Lab. I'm going to do something very interesting with this. But I must ask Adelaide some questions to see if she will work with me or if she's just mad. Because I have a very cool idea. They're all standing around the fire in solidarity.
Okay.
Hey, Thomas.
Everybody keeps staring at me. It's not my fault the power's dead.
He'll say, I want to ask something.
What's on your mind?
Okay, we already asked him all the questions to see. Have we met all of you?
I don't know how much longer we'll last without power.
Don't know how much longer we'll last without power.
Keep your wits about you, friend.
I don't know how much longer we'll let.
Keep your wits about you.
Don't see why Thomas can't just get the generator up and running.
Interesting.
Something I can help you with?
Okay, see you around. Hi, Parvati.
Move along.
She just says move along. Interesting.
Keep your wits about you, friend.
I think Grace knows we did it.
I don't know how much longer we'll last.
I don't know how much longer we'll last without power.
Where's Zoe? Zoe doesn't care. Interesting. And also there's a workbench here, but we don't really need to use it just yet. Where the heck is Adelaide? Oh. By the power regulator?
That's the thing about growing old. Your eyes start to fail. Elsewise, I would have seen you for the snake that you are, chopped you into pieces and roasted you on a spit. This is all you're doing. Cutting off my power, killing off my garden. Without refrigeration, my food will spoil, and my flock will starve. I want to ask you this in private, away from the eyes of my flock, so they do not see me lose my temper. Tell me, why did you do it?
Reed needs his people back.
You want my flock wasting their lives in that cannery? Fine. Go and talk to them. Go talk to Grace and Thomas. Look them in the eye and tell them their life here is over, and the only thing left to do is go back to Edgewater. This is now your responsibility. And you tell Reed Thompson that I will never return to Edgewater. I would rather die among my flowers than live under his management.
I'm willing to deal with Reed for you.
You offering to cross Reed off, huh? This some sort of twisted reparation for what you've done? Or you just looking for a chance to sow some chaos? Kill Reed if you must, or talk him into leaving if you can. He and I are not sharing the same four walls together.
Reed isn't going to leave his post. I'll need some help convincing him.
Tell Reed that I can make his people healthy again. I can end their plague. Start a new garden right in the cannery. 3 square meals for every man and woman in Edgewater. Tell him how I've made the Vale bloom again. The soil has whispered its secrets to me, and I alone know how to breathe life back into the earth. The secret is human corpses. I've been grinding them up in my fertilizer for years. Marauder, worker, don't matter much to me. The human body is rich with nutrients.
What happens when you run out of corpses?
Edgewater's cemetery's got corpses aplenty. Enough for a generation's worth of crops.
Wow, enough talk. Alright. This was the kind of negotiation I was hoping for, but before we do this, is there more I can ask you?
Look at that. The snakes.
She's still mad. Okay, I get you're mad, but... Oh, I don't have enough lockpick. No! Someday, Parvati, someday I'll have a good lockpick skill, because I kept trying to level it up and it's still not good enough yet. But this is the negotiation I was hoping. That she would take all this talent, but save everybody in Edgewater with it. But does mean, unfortunately, you know, going back to cannery. But can we be okay with that?
Sorry. I'm just trying to figure out what to do is all.
You won't survive without power. It's time to go back to Edgewater.
I've been thinking about going back. I'm not much use to anybody here.
Oh wow, he's not even mad.
I get sick thinking about working at the cannery. I can't do that again.
So don't work at the cannery. You want to be an engineer.
You know something? I think you're right. The town could use another engineer, and I'm on my way to becoming one. I could do a lot of good in Edgewater. Maybe even keep a garage of my own with a little workbench and my very own toolbox. It's just... Adelaide's never gonna forgive me. Not in 100 years. I go crawling back to my old life in Edgewater, and I'm as good as dead to her.
Why is that?
Adelaide hates Edgewater, hates everything Edgewater stands for, hates what that town does to people, what it did to her. We're the nearest she's got to kin. We go back to Edgewater, we may as well have stuck a knife in her heart.
Stay put. I'm gonna try to talk Reed into stepping down.
You know where to find me.
Let's see. I wouldn't suggest leaving Adelaide behind. I'll say I should go. Because I'm not saying abandoning anyone. I am saying teamwork, negotiation.
I don't know what you did to talk some sense into Zoe, but I appreciate it.
You're welcome. There's nothing left for you here. It's time to go back to Edgewater.
The matter's been weighing on me. Zoe came back, but I couldn't keep her from slipping out in the first place. Who's to say I could keep marauders from slipping in?
Uh-oh.
I don't see us lasting more than a couple of weeks out here. I'm loath to admit it. We're gonna have to make our peace with Thompson and hope he takes us back. Listen, we go back to Reed, hat in hand, begging for our old jobs back. Well, Adelaide's not gonna forgive us. She never talked to us again.
Notice that very interesting undertone we did not expect. Adelaide thought they all felt as negatively about Edgewater as she does, but she's the only one who feels this way. Everybody else is supporting her out of pity because they know the tragedy she went through. They feel bad for her. This is pity. They're held hostage here. This is sad. Thomas told me the same thing.
Edgewater's not just a town to Adelaide. It's a symbol of everything that's wrong with this colony. A big, heartless machine of metal and gears grinding workers down to dust. We're the closest thing Adelaide's got to a family. We go back to Edgewater, she's gonna feel betrayed.
Don't do anything hasty. I'm going to try to talk Reed into stepping down.
Sure, suit yourself. I'll be here.
Because I think I can reason with Reed. He sounds like a hopeful man. As hopeful as Adelaide is, actually. He doesn't seem like a bad guy at all. He just seems... nostalgic, I suppose. Let's go to Edgewater and talk to Reed, because I think I've spoken to all the deserters I've needed to. Because I think Reed is going to understand. Oh, wait, here's the cantina. Okay, really quickly, before I do that... I'm not a huge drinker, Parvati, because I want to explore and see if there's a secret upstairs. Because I don't remember if I've recorded this or looked around here. I just want to look and see if I can find maybe... Ooh, here's anthracillin. Yeah, I want to find some lore pieces, maybe a terminal or something. Antibiotics. Good for all that ails you. Anthracillin. New improved packaging. Purifies poisons, toxins, venoms. Fight what nature inflicts. Why this is interesting. It says antibiotics, but I don't think it's an anti-Cleo product at all. I think it's Spacer's Choice. Hence why it's approved for this particular colony. I don't think we can... No. We can't read any notes. And here's the upstairs. So I don't think there is a computer terminal. And everything up here belongs to someone, so it would be stealing, and we don't want to start fighting the town and having bar fights and brawling with Amelia Kim because we are trying to help. I think we're trying to help the town, Parvati. You said it would be mean if we didn't. Ooh, I need a mag pick for that. All right. I need so many mag picks. I will also be looking for those and grinding off camera after this episode is finished. Let's see, where is... Let's go here. Cannery. Where is... Oh, there's a constable. Edgewater. I think that we go under the Edgewater sign to find this. Yes, the Saltuna Cannery. The great pride and joy of Emerald Vale. Going over here to talk to Reed into stepping down. Parvati, do you think he'll do it? I know he was rude to you, so for some reason, I don't know what was his problem at the time, but he was probably just like having the worst day of his life and scapegoating you for some reason. Let's see.
This is a fine day, friend. Power flows through our town like a cool stream of water. I trust Adelaide's people have seen their way to reason. So, when can I expect them back at their posts?
I delivered your message, but I have not convinced Adelaide to come back.
I expected as much. I've been thinking about it. I could use Adelaide back, but if she's being obstinate, try to talk her followers into returning. We need the extra hands.
I spoke to Adelaide. She won't come back so long as you're here.
Then we are at an impasse. Stewardship over this town has been entrusted to me by Spacer's Choice. I am not perfect. I have made my share of mistakes, but I have done my best for this town.
Let me remind you of this. You let Adelaide's son die.
Her son got sick with plague a couple years back. Company never gave us enough medication to treat the whole town. So
You're too chill about that.
you see. Adelaide's child or someone else's. She's never forgiven me. I don't expect she ever will.
You say you've done your best, but all I see is a town falling to pieces.
I have been holding this town together with both hands. You can't just expect me to leave.
Yes, I can.
I'm a Spacer's Choice man. My father was a Spacer's Choice man. Edgewater may not look like much to some buttoned-up freelancer.
Adelaide's... Oops. I don't know why I started talking early. Okay. Adelaide's people aren't getting sick with plague.
I don't believe you. Plague's a reality of life. Best treatment is a good work ethic.
I'm going to ask you again. Have you people ever eaten an actual vegetable?
The very notion is just grotesque. A raw vegetable? Why don't you just ask me to go chew the bark off of a tree?
I will.
We are a Spacer's Choice Saltuna cannery. We eat Saltuna here, and only Saltuna.
That's it? Just Saltuna every single day?
The Saltuna's been a mite bland ever since Adelaide left. And
the
we
flavorist.
don't get as much Saltuna these days, so we've had to improvise to meet quotas. We've added wood chips, some mushrooms, sand, plus some canid bits in the processor ones. It all tastes like Saltuna in the end.
How long have you been living like this?
Couple years, give or take, right around the time the first wave of plagues hit the town. Now listen, I do not know what pretty rhetoric Adelaide has fed you, but plagues are a simple fact of life.
Adelaide's found a way to grow food. She'll come back if you step down.
You will excuse me for being skeptical. How exactly is Adelaide growing crops in barren soil?
Okay, I can lie to him and get some experience, so I'm going to lie to him because I can get experience. Look, Reed, all I know is that it involves some really complicated math, and it works.
If Adelaide's found a way to feed her people and cure the plague, then she deserves this office more than I do. I won't stand in her way. My life here is ended. Give me a little time to settle my affairs. I'm sure Adelaide will be glad to see the back of me.
Don't be angry, Reed. I literally saved your life. I could have killed you to make you step down. Let's see. This can't be easy for you.
I have always tried to do right by my town. It has never been easy.
What are your plans?
A couple months ago, I might have put in for a transfer. It's a big colony. Spacer's Choice has other towns. Now, I couldn't show my face in any of them.
Oh, why not?
No such thing as an honorable resignation. Suppose I could find a place outside the walls, or put in for early retirement.
You won't last a day outside the walls, you know.
I don't know. I could see myself lasting a week.
Oh, you don't have to do this, you know.
I do. Adelaide's found a cure for the plague, and she knows how to tend to crop. She's what this town needs.
So no matter what, he's dead. Take care. Woof. So Parvati, he was rude to you once, and I got him killed. Justice. Adelaide takes his position. This is going to be excellent.
I already told you I'm leaving. Just give me a little while to collect my thoughts.
Take care. We did it, Parvati! We have murdered the rude man and instilled the hateful one as the ruler of Edgewater. She hates this place. She will do it well. It's going to be great. We've saved everyone, weirdly. Not the garden, but there will be a garden here. It's okay. The garden will probably feed the marauders or something. Everyone's saved! Let's see. Is our job really done? Wow. I think we've completed and not botched anything. All of the quests completes. Except for this. Return to Adelaide. We need to tell her. This is her town now. She could save everyone. It'll be awesome. She has figured out how to improve the colony. We have saved Terra II. Well, specifically Edgewater. I think there are other towns, other colonies on Terra II. I don't know why there are hostiles right outside the gates, but you can see those red arrows. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go over here to fast travel because I think it'll let me do it here. Yes, it will. Okay, good. Apologies about my throat. If I sound really weird, I'm still sick, but recovering. Almost better. I was sick for a week. I think I mentioned that at the start of the episode, but I'm just kind of putting that there as a reminder because I probably still sound kind of weird.
Look at that. The snake's come back.
I mean, last I checked, I wasn't reptilian. I saw a bunch of snakes on the way here. I saw like 3 of them. Last I checked, I'm mammalian or whatever, but not that you'd know that. I talked to Reed into leaving. Come back to Edgewater.
I never thought I'd see the day that Reed Thompson abandoned his post. Suppose we all have a breaking point. Suppose it's time our flock made our way back to Edgewater. We must tend to what remains of the town and carry on with our lives as best we may. You're vexing to me, you know? Injuring us with one hand, helping us with the other. Here, I'm giving you something to leave us be. It's a ransom, you understand, not a reward.
Edgewater's better off with you running the place.
You telling me you did all this just to put me in charge of Edgewater? Stranger, you are some kind of twisted. I might turn that old cannery into a garden. Got ourselves a whole cemetery bursting with bodies. I need some time to gather my personals. Long walk back to Edgewater. Got a considerable burden to carry.
Take care. Yes, we did something strange. We saved as many lives as we could. Let's say, what am I going to put this in? I know I really need lockpick to go up to at least 25 because I can't unlock anything. I know leadership points are also useful, so we're going to put that up. Let's actually put it all into more leadership. Wait, that was everything I could do, I think. And then as for, oops, the back, apply. I forgot to do that. Accept? I'm confused. I think I did it. I think so. Okay, now, something I really need is to increase my carry weight. I know eventually I would also like to walk faster, but now I'm getting to the point of, yes, the carrying capacity one. I don't think I need those yet. Yes. Carrying capacity. Apply. Accept. Yep, okay. That's how you do it. Sorry, I'm a little bit confused. As I said, I'm sick. Did I ever get the power regulator? Nope. Here it is. So, apologies about the watch, Adelaide. So, notice this. I don't really mind their emotions. I don't mind if they're mad at me. I don't care if anybody's mad. A scientist oftentimes angers people, frustrates people, vexes people. But here is the lesson, guys. We must work through our difficult emotions. We must work through our difficult emotions and do what is right. What is morally right. Even if it hurts.
Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out what to do is all.
Adelaide tells me she's moving back to Edgewater.
Adelaide said that? Was she sober at the time? I never imagined she'd step foot in Edgewater long as Reed ran the town. Something must have changed in Edgewater. Adelaide's good as family. If she's going back, so are we.
I should go. So he's happy about that.
Keep your wits about you, friend.
Keep your wits. Keep your wits about.
Keep your wits about.
Keep your wits.
You hungry? We got canid ribs, canid flank, canid snout, too. Something I can help you with?
Are you just gonna say her stuff and not join Adelaide?
Never liked Reed much. Can't say I'm sorry he's gone.
I'll leave you be. That's weird.
Keep your wits about you.
That's weird.
Keep
I'm
your
gonna just assume
wits
that
about you.
we're gonna keep our
I'm
wits
glad
about
Adelaide's
us.
coming.
Yeah, we're gonna keep our wits about ourselves. Okay, so here's the tragic part. How do we get back in the botanical garden? Oh no, we can't. We can steal, but notice this. Oh, there were 23 of them. You can never go back. You can never go back. Oh, never mind. Hi, Adelaide. You can go back, just not through that way. This is what it looks like without power. I'll probably loot the place off camera once everybody leaves. It looks so cool in the darkness. The emergency lights. I think some places do get closed off forever after you choose this. Sorry, I'm sick. So, eventually, yeah, I will do some kind of playthrough where I can share everything that I found that can be found. Ooh, chicken. Hopefully you join us in Edgewater. Let's see, was that every single thing? I think so. Now we return to the Unreliable. And that's where we can end our episode. At the Unreliable. We'll come back and we'll check on the colonies and we'll see how everybody's doing with Adelaide and Power and Reed Thompson out. But for now, our own journey must continue. Parvati, let's see if we can talk to you actually a little bit.
That was a good thing you did, Captain. Helping to bring the deserters and Edgewater folks back together. I hope you rest well on that.
Yeah, I think I did the right thing, despite everyone's emotions involved. Let's see, Thomas seemed very fond of you.
He's just interested in fixing stuff. He always used to follow me around, asking me to explain what I was doing. Like a puppy, kinda.
I've not lately seen a man with a bigger or more obvious crush. Yeah, I think that looked like a crush, whatever that scientifically means.
I'm just glad he's alive. That he's okay. I mean, when Mr. Thompson said he was fired, we all expected the worst.
You mentioned something earlier that I wanted to ask you about.
You mean about the mission being too clean?
That is true. Isn't it supposed to be clean? It's a church.
I know, but Vicker says the universe is a machine, that it runs by law. Real machines have gunked up oil, scratches, and worn bits. You can tell they've seen handling, been used by folk. The machine Vicker sees is one ain't never been run. It's not for people to live in. It's something on a museum shelf, under glass.
It's an ideal. Not what we live in, but what we strive for.
It just comes off cold to me, is all.
Gotcha. In the bar, you asked if I was a drinker.
Sorry. I know, it's none of my business.
I'm going to guess you're not a drinker yourself.
Strong drink makes me sick. And it makes me real sad. I start thinking about things I oughtn't, and then... Well, never mind that. You got better things to think on. Sorry.
If you want to talk about it, I'm happy to listen.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said anything.
Why aren't you allowed in Moreau's store anymore?
There was a kind of a thing with a vending machine when I was 12.
You were a kid. That must have been forever ago.
Sure, but folks got long memories around here. I've always been good with my hands, right? So I saw a lock on the machine and thought, oh, this must be how they refill it. But I had to know. So I did my thing, and next thing I know, there's a couple hundred bottles of 0G rolling out the front door and into the road.
I'm gonna chuckle.
It's not funny. Right about then, a bunch of loaders came rolling in the gate, fresh off the Saltuna ships. And Mr. Thompson was up on the porch making a speech about how everyone would have to volunteer a third shift to get it all canned. Anyhow, you ever seen an auto loader run over a bottle of 0G?
And it explode all over him. I get it. Can we move? No, actually, I don't want to go. Can we move on? Go on.
Exploded all over Mr. Thompson.
I love when you say it like that.
After another as the loaders went by. I was just shy of working age, so Dad had to pay all the damages. Moreau's still angry at me. I can laugh about it now, but I just about puked up my guts in terror in the moment. That's the one time I ever made Mr. Thompson look a fool.
Let's get back to it. That explains why he's so hostile to Parvati, as if she's the worst thing ever. He got hit with, what, 100, 200, 300...
Is this your ship? Oh my stars, she is just so handsome. Does she have a name yet? What's her drive model? Oh, Gosh, listen to me babbling. When I was in Edgewater, I dreamed of flying on a real ship, working on a real engine, belonging to a proper crew. I'm the only decent mechanic Edgewater's got, but every time I think of going back, I get this sinking feeling.
I can understand not wanting to go back. You didn't seem happy in Edgewater.
Oh, it's kind of you to say that. And you're right. I wasn't happy. I want to ask you something, and you can say no. But can I come with you? I could tend to your engine. I know my G-valves for my catalyzers, and I can keep your ship singing. And if you ever need a pair of eyes watching your back, I can do that too. What do you think?
I'd be glad to have you along. Pick a cabin. It's yours. You're my best friend, Parvati.
Yes! I mean, thanks. You won't regret this, mister. Captain. I can call you Captain now. Ha! I got a captain.
Mwahaha. Mwahaha. Yes. Here we go. Leaving. We are leaving Vicar Max.
Well, I certainly am looking forward to flying on a ship named the Unreliable. I'll just head upstairs and claim a room.
Sounds good, Vicar Max. You guys figure out where you want to live on this cozy ship I stole for Phineas from a smuggler he hired. It went horribly wrong. We don't talk about Captain Hawthorne. Ooh, a level 1. Yes. We're gonna have a lot of fun things to do.
Captain, I have detected that Edgewater's power supply is now optimal. I applaud your willingness to invest your time in the local community.
Yes.
What can I do for you, Captain?
I have a power regulator.
Do you know how to install a power regulator?
No, JK. Yeah, I know what I'm doing.
Outstanding, Captain. Your aptitude for engineering will prove invaluable in the event of another catastrophic engine failure.
Woo!
Our
Oh, this happens a
engine
lot.
room is located behind you. Across the cargo bay, up the ladders.
I'll be back. Let's see. Ada said when we need a power regulator. Ooh, yeah. That looks like a little bit of an engine failure. Or actually, it's a light bulb failure. Parvati, you probably need some help with that. I became an engineer to be a fellow engineer with you because we need teamwork. STEM majors work as a team. Install. Whoa. What an interesting engine. This is cool. Now we speak with Ada. Yeah, so I thought Parvati was here. Are you here? Oh, wait. There she is. But before that, what's up here? Ooh. Okay. This is a dead end, but here's like a kitchen or a communal area for everybody to gather, because I do want to kind of show off the ship. Ooh, salt tuna fillets. Let's just, yeah, take all of this and steal it. It's ours. It's definitely ours. It's stealing if it's ours, Parvati. We took it from the planet. I could probably take more things from the planet. Ooh, sealed doors. You can get multiple companions. That's my guess. That they're sealed because they're probably bedrooms. Cabins. Oh, hi, Vicar Max. That look of judgment. He's like, you can't talk to me. Not now. I'm judging you. I'm judging you for everything you did there. I'm not even going to tell you what I think about your actions. Choosing to let Reed Thompson die in the wilderness alone. How dare!
What can I do for you, Captain?
I've installed the power regulator.
All systems are operating within acceptable parameters. I am prepared to bring the Unreliable into low-altitude orbit. This should prove an adequate test of our flight capabilities.
Alright, let's get out of here. It's like Firefly. A little bit clunky, but this will work. Ah! Against all odds, the Unreliable takes flight.
We have received a communication request from Dr. Phineas Wells.
Oh, thank goodness. I kind of sort of blew up my comms and his ears also went boom. Good, I've been waiting to hear from him.
Aha, there you are. Hale and hearty and captain of your own ship. I see you're putting the Unreliable to good use. Shame about her former captain. Horrible way to die. How are you feeling, by the way? I lost track of you in that cave back there. Experiencing any unnatural drippage? Perfectly normal side effect of thawing, I assure you.
I've been feeling a little lightheaded in real life and also in game. Also, I can slow down time.
Oh, that, yes, that's probably permanent. I wouldn't worry about it, though. I'm sure you're fine.
Yeah.
What you saw in Emerald Vale is happening all across the colony. Food shortages, lack of supplies, and basic necessities. We're dying. The chairman, the minister, and all their lackeys on the board are to blame. The Hope has some of the brightest minds Earth ever sent us. If we can revive the Hope's colonists, they can help us undo the board's mistakes. They can help us set things right. You need to get to Stellar Bay on Monarch. I have contacts there. They'll help me, help us, find the chemicals to revive your fellow colonists. Gladys Kelly, lovely woman, runs a cozy little black marketing outfit on the Groundbreaker. She can get you a nav key to land on Stellar Bay.
Huh, why do I need a nav key to land on a planet?
Strictly speaking, Monarch is a moon, terraformed badly, and almost completely lawless. You'll love it.
Yes.
Captains don't fly their own ships, you see. Your navigation terminal handles the, navigation. Think of a nav key as a set of flight instructions. The board's been confiscating nav keys for Stellar Bay, so we must rely on unconventional means of acquisition. Hence, Miss Gladys Kelly.
Right, the Black Marketeer.
Gladys and I have been doing business for years. Her smuggling credentials are unimpeachable. If anyone can get you a key to Monarch, it's her.
Can't I land somewhere outside Stellar Bay? Well, we know what happened at Hawthorne, but still.
In theory, I suppose you could land your ship in Cascadia, and in theory, I suppose you might survive the experience.
Might.
Cascadia is utterly seething with dangerous, highly aggressive creatures, more than capable of tearing you limb from limb.
Wow.
You'd have to be a lunatic to land in Cascadia, and I'm reasonably certain I tested your brain for incipient signs of insanity. Trust me, talk to Gladys Kelly.
I will, but what's stopping me from just leaving Halcyon altogether?
Without a skip drive, good luck. You'll be dead before you make it to the nearest star. Look, I admire your optimism, but the sad truth is you're stuck here. You, me, and the rest of this colony. We're all skating precariously around the edge of oblivion together. None of us are leaving Halcyon alive, so we may as well make it a better place, and we can start by reviving the Hope.
Fine. I'll have a word. I'll go have a word with Gladys.
Excellent. I'll send her a wireless. Let her know you're coming. By the way, I gave Captain Hawthorne a disguise apparatus of my own design, cutting-edge technology years ahead of its time. I call it the Holographic Shroud. I'm sure it will prove remarkably useful to you. You'll find it in the captain's quarters.
You want to explain what a holographic shroud is?
Marvelous device. I'm quite proud of myself. The shroud changes the user's appearance to mimic that of another.
Ooh, I like.
It has limits. First-generation technology, you see, but promising. Exciting to see it in use at last. Very simply, the holographic shroud uses biometric information contained on standard identity cartridges to generate a holographic projection around you.
People will actually fall for this? Seems far-fetched, kind of like a Clark Kent and Superman situation.
Ha 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 ha! The beauty is they don't expect it. The shroud is the only one of its kind. We humans have a tendency to overlook the unexpected. Activate the disguise, walk past someone. What do they see? A figure dressed like a fellow employee. Don't act odd. They won't focus on you.
You mentioned this thing has limitations.
Only stands up to a casual scrutiny. Use it too long, bound to flicker, blur, something like that. Movement makes it more likely.
Ooh.
Best used in moderation. When you see guards in your path you can't sneak past, for example. Maintain your distance. Act normal. No running, no jumping. Don't draw their attention. If they pay attention, they're more likely to notice flaws in the hologram.
That makes perfect sense. Why do I need a gadget for this? Couldn't I just steal a uniform or something? Or would that be very hard to do in a heavily surveilled place?
A change of clothes. What is this? Some old spy serial? What inattentive and brainless guard would be fooled by such a shabby disguise? The holographic shroud masks not only your clothes, but your face and fingerprints. It modulates your voice and sweetens your breath.
How the hell does a hologram sweeten your breath?
Science, that's how.
I'll put it to good use. Thanks.
Excellent. I'll contact you once you've found a way to get to Stellar Bay. If you have any questions, come see me in my lab. And remember, don't trust the board. They'll try to win you over with promises of wealth and power, but it's a lie. The board's only interested in filling their own pockets. If we don't put a stop to them, they're going to run this colony to the ground.
Transmission ended. If you are ready to depart, please select a destination on your navigation terminal.
Got it. So now we finally get to the outer space part. You can already see the stars. That is so cool. Whoa, there's Terra II. There's the planet we were on, and there's its beautiful rings. And the beautiful arm of the galaxy in the distance. I don't see its moons. Oh, maybe that's what... Yeah, there's one of the moons, and there's another one. Further away when you see it from space than it appeared when you were on the planet. Interesting. The unreliable navigation terminal. It sounds like this thing is unreliable, but that's our ship name. Here's our solar system. I don't know the name of our star, but the closest one is Hephaestus. We have Scylla, Typhon, Tartarus, Eridanus. Here's Monarch the moon, orbiting the gas giant of Olympus. Some unnamed moons and small systems. Here's Terra II, where we're at. Phineas's lab is nearby. Groundbreaker, where we want to go. Okay. So I do want to end this episode here. So let's just look at this map and read Groundbreaker. Independent orbital station in the remains of Halcyon's first colony ship, captained by Junlei Tennyson and run by descendants of the original crew. Note this, the Hope is nowhere to be found on this map. Hence, they think it does not exist. And Phineas used a skip drive to get there, and it broke. Which is interesting. He used to have one. So, whoa. Welcome to the system map. Here, you can see all the planets in the system, as well as some special points of interest that you may have discovered. You can fly your ship to any location that you have unlocked, though some landing bays require special codes and keys before they allow you to land there. Moving between planets is considered extremely dangerous, and all employees are encouraged to remain home or at work. Makes sense. There we go. Okay, I was going to end it here, but then that popped up and I got jump scared. Okay, I think that's the only place we can see outside to outer space. Whoa, there's like floaty space dust now. Whoa. That is cool. You can tell it's cold. You can tell we're in space. Let's stop here and pick it up for the next episode. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it.